Just so.
Vietnam.
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 Just so Vietnam.
Hello and welcome to Just So Vietnam, a Vietnam travel guide and a guide to the way of life here. In the next 10 minutes we're going to explore modern-day Vietnam through the eyes of expats who call it home. In this episode of Just So Vietnam, let's check out what this S-shaped country has to offer. And you should not miss out. Wonder what you should do when renting a house in Hanoi? Let's meet with Sam in Just Ask. And then, let's try some moves of Vietnamese traditional water puppetry in our segment of Just Try. This traditional art form is the most recommended for foreign visitors in Vietnam. And last but not least, a useful travel tip in Vietnam for solo travelers will end our show. What do you want to know about Vietnam? Just ask my co-host Sam Patterson any questions about travel and life here in Vietnam.
Ciao back. It's me, Sam, for Just Ask, and I'm looking for a place to rent. Finding a place to rent in Hanoi is not that difficult, but when it comes to finding your ideal place, then things can get tricky. So, follow these tips if you want to find your dream place to stay. That is, if you can find it in the first place. Ah, there it is! Before embarking on any hunt, it's important to know how much you have in your hands. It's a time-honored strategy. A lot of people suggest that your rent doesn't exceed more than 30% of your monthly income. Want to make a decision quickly? Doing some research could save you a lot of time. Thankfully, it's all available online through a mixture of websites and Facebook pages. Still confused? Then try focusing on these things. Popular choices include the vibrant city centre or the expat-friendly Ho district. But recently, foreigners have been moving to new areas. For a more local experience, why not try Ba Ding district? Or, if you want to live in a suburban neighbourhood, you could always move to Long Bien. It's not just about the house. There's a lot of things that go with it. Okay, maybe it's going to be near a good location, or it's going to have a nice view, but if it's not close to local amenities, like a shop or a bus stop, then it could ruin your renting experience. Before signing the contract, it's important to do a walk through the house to check everything is okay. So, let's start over here with the lights, shall we? Okay, great, they're working. Let's have a look at the fridge. Open up the fridge, check that the light's working, check that everything's cold. Nice and cold. Let's have a look at the tap. Turn it on, make sure that you've got some water, nice strong stream there. So, did these tips help you in your own house search? If there's any advice that you'd like to give or stories that you'd like to share, then get in touch via Facebook and YouTube and leave us a comment. Now, happy hunting.
Water puppetry is among the traditional art forms most recommended for foreign visitors in Vietnam. In this segment of Just Try, our guest host, Fred Lê, is going to take us to the Hanoi-based Vietnam National Puppetry Theatre, where you can find daily puppet shows diverse in format and genres. And what's even more interesting, Fred Lê is going to try manipulating water puppets for the very first time. Let's take a look.
Jump. 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 Jump.
No.
Không được. Trong dưới nước không.
Oh.
Dưới nước phải chìm theo xuống.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
Con cá nó chìm ở đấy. Lợi dụng sức nước.
Did you know Vietnamese water puppetry is a unique folk art, believed to be over 1,000 years old? In water puppetry, puppets are manipulated using long poles hidden beneath the water. A water puppet can weigh up to 15 kilograms, so the puppet you are holding is considered light, Fred.
I still haven't mastered fish yet. Okay, yeah.
Chứ càng chìm lên nó càng nặng, khó quay.
Vâng.
Nó nổi chân này.
Okay.
Uống nước, phun nước, uống nước, phun nước.
Thì anh tập cái này bao nhiêu năm?
Mất nhiều năm.
Dạ em thấy ít nhất là 2 năm. Để phun nước được.
Em thử làm xem nào.
Ok, em có 15 phút. No stick.
Oh yeah. Hey, yeah. Right.
Attached to a stick, attached to a thing. So you have to keep the weight balanced underwater or else it just looks dead. Yeah, go back. It's like controlling a hockey stick. You have to have it. No. Yes!
Vân tay rồi đấy.
Okay, wait.
Đây này. Quay lại.
Oh my god, this looks really energy consuming. Not to mention performing choreography alongside other puppeteers. How are you feeling right now, Fred?
You think puppetry, you don't necessarily think how complex it is, because as an audience member, you're just seeing pretty things just interact with each other. But there's a lot that goes into it. So much respect to the Vietnamese puppeteers. Now let's take a look at them without me in the way. One more thing! Oh no, I can't do it. Anyways, let's watch the pros do it. Đồng vọng rối Việt, or Concurrency Viet Puppetry, is the latest show at Vietnam's National Puppetry Theater, first launched in January 2018. It was created and directed by the people's artist Nguyễn Tiến Dũng.
Tôi rất là muốn khoe với mọi người, các nghệ sĩ của nhà múa dối Việt Nam họ làm được những cái gì. Thế thì tôi nghĩ rằng là trải qua một cái thời gian múa rối nước diễn riêng, múa rối cạn diễn riêng, và tôi mới suy nghĩ ra một cái decor sân khấu có thêm cái phần cho múa rối cạn biểu diễn và múa rối nước vẫn ở dưới. Làm sao mà hai cái thể loại rối này biểu diễn hòa hợp với nhau trong một nội dung.
The show revolves around Vietnamese folktales like the Sword Lake legend in the heart of Hanoi, the daily life of Vietnamese farmers, and popular spiritual elements like dragons, lions, phoenixes, and fairies.
Are you a solo traveler? Then you should come to Vietnam. The country has been recommended by Lonely Planet, a large travel guide book publisher, as one of the best places for solo travel. Stay tuned as we got tips for solo travelers in Vietnam in our segment of Just Go! The official currency of Vietnam is the Vietnamese dong, VND, coming in paper and polymerized notes. 100 Vietnam dong is the smallest bill, and the upper limit is hit by the 500,000 VND bill. Most banks in Vietnam are now licensed to exchange foreign currencies. If you haven't exchanged money in your home country, you can easily find some banks' currency exchange stalls at the airport. In addition, you can also find credit institutions or jewelry shops licensed by the state bank to exchange money. Jewelry shops legal for currency exchange must have signs showing the names of authorized credit institutions. Visa, MasterCard and JCB are now widely accepted in Vietnam, especially in big cities. I really hope these Vietnam travel tips and information will help you have an amazing time in this country. And with that, this episode comes to an end. Now, if you like this program, then be sure to leave your comments on our fan page, VTV World, or to subscribe to our YouTube channel. My name is Martijn and this is Just So Vietnam!